Yeah, you just take it, day by day, just try to concentrate, get better, understand what we're trying to get done.
Going back to training camp, you were always kind of looking forward to what that three-guard lineup of McBride and Shaman and Payne could do. Just over the course of the season, what did you see? Did it live up to the expectations that you had?
Yeah, I think, when you look at Landry, the way the season ended was terrific. To overcome the injury that he had to put a lot of work into that, which he did. And then I think he complements, both Deuce and Cam extremely well. So you have three guys that can go off the dribble. They all three can shoot. They play fast, and I think that's helpful.
Do you have an expectation when preparing for the playoffs that guys do more film work or whatever outside of what you guys do as a collective, or do you just hope guys?
No, well, the thing that makes it, you try to build that habit all season long. And I think the thing that makes it different is that you have a little more time in terms of you're preparing for the same team, and then you're playing the same team over and over again. And so I think if you understand what goes into preparing and how important it is, and you build that habit throughout the course of the season, then I think it's helpful once you get to the playoffs because that habit is already established.
How'd you view Mitch's progression after he came out from to now to where he is?
Good. And the thing is that wasn't easy to be out the amount of time that he was out. And I think he played in 17 games. And so the way it unfolded, we had a heavy dose of back-to-backs when he came back. So that really limited the amount of time that he could play too. So, but I like where he is right now.
But last year in the playoffs, Jaylen was such an offensive force. Whether it's from, I guess, the month that he had off and guys had a chance to kind of step up, and also what you guys did, do you kind of feel like there's not that load on your shoulders this year?
No, every year is different, so I think you have to understand that, and then what does the team need from you? And so I think you operate from that standpoint, which he has done, and he can move in a lot of different directions, and that's the great value in him. You can play him on the ball, off the ball. You can use him as a playmaker. You can use him as a scorer. You can play him in the post. You can play him in pick and roll. You can play him catch and shoot. He scores at 3 different levels. So there's a lot of different things that he puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and he creates easy offense for people.
Tom, obviously, while Jaylen was out, OG stepped up his scoring during that stretch. It was good to see him be able to, show you that he could do that. Did you know that already?
Yeah, we knew that, and I think Mikhail, his scoring went up as well. And the thing that we needed, and I think we mentioned this yesterday, I think we went 10-6 or 11-6, something like that. And we knew we weren't going to be able to replace Jaylen individually, so we're going to have to do it collectively, and that's what guys did. I think OG, it not only his scoring, but his defense, Mikhail's scoring went up, and we got a lot of production. DeLon Wright played really well during that stretch also, and Cat's been consistent all year long with his scoring. So whatever the team needs, that's what we have to provide, and just find ways to win games.
Tom, they had some success against you in three-point range in the regular season. Just how can you neutralize that, or what adjustments?
Yeah, the same. They're good. Hardaway is a three-point shooter. Beasley's had a monster year from 3. Cunningham can shoot it. So, and again, you look at it, you study it, and then you have to prepare for what you're facing next.
Tobias, he's a guy where you look at his stats, they don't necessarily jump off the paper, but is he a guy because of his experience and his IQ that you can kind of get underrated?
Yeah, like really good veteran leadership, I think, and he's always been a really good player because he can shoot the ball, he could put it on the floor, and play in the post. So he's a tough matchup, and he makes quick decisions, and when he's open, he shoots. When he's guarded, he makes a play. So we know how good he is, and we're going to have to be ready for that.
You talked about yesterday about physicality of the series. In your preparation, film work, watching the Pistons as much as you must have watched the last couple of days, does their reputation match what they actually do?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of like you know, where the league is right now, there's been a lot more physicality, and so I think you have to embrace that, and you know, I think most teams have. So, and then you step it up into a playoff where you're playing the same opponent over and over again. The intensity does get high.
Tom,
The physicality will be ramped up.
a couple more. You talked about Mikhail stepping up a little bit, but what more now do you expect from him in the playoffs now as he gets ready?
Just play to win. You know, the game tells you what to do. You know, so if you're open, shoot. If you're guarded, make a play. And you have to do it together. That's the most important thing. It's not about how many points do I have, how many points does he get. I mean, that's not how you win in this league. You know, you have to play to win.
With Cat and Mitch, it feels like without a 40 or another center in, it's hard to kind of play in extended minutes. Do you agree with that? That without another center behind them, and playing together for longer stretches becomes difficult?
Well, there's a compilation of things that go into it, but you have Precious as well. So Precious can give us minutes there also.
What have you seen from that tandem so far in the minutes that they've shared, Cat and Mitch, so far?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, it's been limited, so it's a small sample size, but it's been good because of the size.
Josh, I know people ask about Josh's shooting, but does his versatility on both sides of the ball kind of give you a weapon that you can use in so many different ways?
Yeah, I think he's unique because he rebounds the ball at a really elite level. You know, he'll go get them when it matters the most in traffic, and then it's what he does after he gets it, his ability to push the ball and play with pace, and he can outquick most guys that are guarding him. You know, so he's very good in dribble handoffs, making plays off the dribble, pick and roll, playing out of the pocket, moving without the ball. So those are all the things that he brings. And then, you know, the hustle plays are huge.